Hey everyone, Correct Genes here, and today I have a lock that I have been unsuccessfully trying to pick for quite a while, to be honest. This is the Ikon sk6 extra code. There's a few other words in there, but it's a very long name. This is a lock that is very similar to the acid-twin combi, and in fact its sidebar is effectively the same as the acid-twin combi. Although the one main difference with it is that, at least to me and a couple other people who have picked at them, it feels like it has better tolerances, and the tension required to actually get any feedback at all from it is monstrous. So that is one complicating factor, and part of the reason it took me so long to pick it is because I don't think I was ever using enough tension. It also has this very evil keyway to it. However, the top pins are overall not quite as evil as what you'd get out of something like a twin combi. There's no counter milling, so they don't have the whole, multiple shear line thing going on, although they do have tapered edges on the three spools up here, which cause quite a problem if you get unlucky enough to have them all share a spot in the binding order. And you'll definitely see me struggle with that. So, without any more intro, let's go ahead and get this clamped up and get it picked. Alright, here we go. First things first is to get everything scrambled with the key. And then we'll get our tensioner ready. And we're going to put all of the finger pins into the same direction. I'm going to rotate them all forward, just so we know where they are. At least approximately forward. We'll do our best. We do our best here. And let's hope the camera stays focused this time. So, very heavy tension, because this sidebar has fantastic tolerances. Right, click on 1, 2 is feeling loose. Alright, let's move on, check 3. 3 is still feeling loose. Alright. 2 is feeling like it's still binding a little bit, like it's almost in a gate, but not quite there. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate him. Okay, got a mini click out of 2. 3 is binding a little bit. Okay, dropped 1, I think. Well, I know. I can feel it. Alright, he's back in place. 2 is feeling set. Oh, got another click out of 1. He's feeling way more set than he was a second ago. Gonna put a little rotation on 3. Actually, let's go ahead and get my notched pick. See if we can't rotate off the edge of 3. Okay, 3 is feeling loose, 4 is binding. I'll click on 4. He's not loose, so he's at the right height, but needs to be rotated. So I'm just scanning across the length. I think I felt a little feedback there. Alright, 1 is still set, 2 is still set. 3 is still feeling pretty friggin' set. 4 is feeling pretty set. There's 5. I lost 5. I don't get a lot of feedback with this pick. Let's go back to a normal pick. 1 feels set. 2 feels set. 3 feels set. 4 feels pretty friggin' set. And I lost 5. Let's go ahead and see if we can't drop something without dropping everything. Survey says no. Okay, I think I feel 5 binding. Alright, let's just try to get a little something on 5. Okay, that felt real good. Okay, 5 is not binding at the moment anymore. In fact, it feels like... Alright, I'm not getting any feedback out of any of these pins. Okay, I'm not getting any binding on the sidebar, so let's go ahead and check the top. Okay, click on 2. Okay, I got clicks out of 5 and 6. 1 is binding. Alright, we are in a false set. Hooray! That means we're making progress. Feeling some feedback from 2, feeling more feedback from 3. I dropped everything though. So 3 is up. Okay, click at a 6. And these spools are tapered, which means that they like to just sit there and not set fully. I apologize for the loss of focus there, I just noticed it. Okay, felt some rotation, so right, clicked 1, something is still hanging on here. Alright, back in that false set. Counter rotation on 2. Got him, dropped everything. I hate these spools. Alright, 1, 2. Let's get that click on 3. Click on 6. That's what I like to hear, but no core rotation, so we're caught on something in the spool department. I felt something give a little bit there. I'll let something drop down, see what that does for us. Alright, weak click off of 6. Lighten up tension. Okay, a little bit more of a click off of 6. Okay, something happened on 3. Whether it was good, I could not possibly say. Alright, click on 6. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna keep scanning through these tapered pins because I'm not getting feedback from nothing. sometimes they don't do anything for you until like the 8th pass. Just like the sidebar, the top pins in this lock have ludicrous tolerances. Although the tapered part of the driver pin of the spool drivers don't always do much in this particular lock. However, they are phenomenally annoying. I'm getting absolutely nothing right now, but nothing feels overset. Which, you know, that's a little bit frustrating. Oh, felt something on 3 there. I'm basically inching these pins up by fractions of a millimeter every time I go through. Because that's really all they allow, even with heavy tension. Okay, 1 is finally binding. Click on him, but one of the tapered pins is still doing something for me, against me. Let's finish off one there. Alright, got another little click. I'll keep inching those tapered pins, and the lock is open. Oh, I hate those tapered pins so much, man. They don't always get you, but when they do, it's a real mess. Okay, let's go ahead and get this guy gutted before the video gets too long. You can see the lock is picked. Actually, on the way out, it will more than likely catch right here. There we go. There's a second, like, miniature sidebar slot in this lock at about that point. I don't know why. I should not have taken him out of the vise. Here we go. But the only one of the finger pins actually binds up again, so we just gotta no, it was more than one this time. It's still binding. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Oh, actually, no, nothing was binding. I accidentally put the vise around the actuator like an idiot. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's gut this guy. So this lock came to me. It was a split Euro, and interestingly, in this particular lock, the actuator of the double Euro is actually what holds it together. So I had to make myself a little makeshift clip. And so I took a circlip and a little Teflon ring. The Teflon ring came from a thumb turn on a thumb turn Euro. And it turns out that it fit perfectly. It is also conveniently easy to remove. I say as I fail to easily remove it. There we go. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. That was a little aggressive of me. Here we go. Hollow follower. Alrighty. Key pins first. Okay. Thank you for the edges of this tray mount. It was very convenient for that. For those of you who don't know, the edges of this tray are designed so that you can easily pull pins out with your fingers. In order to, flip them around without having to grab the tweezers or anything. Okay, there's our 6 key pins. Let's get the sidebar out. So this is more or less identical to a combi sidebar. You can see it has the little corners on it, just like a combi. Very little about this sidebar is different from the combi. In fact, they're pretty much visually identical, except for the fact, well, I guess this isn't a visual difference, that this one feels like it has better tolerances, which, that's just a beautiful thing. So let's go ahead and get these finger pins out. Where are my tweezers? Oh, right here. Ah! Oh no! It's alright. Oh god, it's filthy. I need to vacuum. Jesus. There we go. I guess I should also show you a close-up of the finger pins while we're at this. Just dump the springs over here before I do something I regret. So you can see, just like the combi, they have those nice little vertical serrations in order to grab onto those, in order to grab onto the corners in that sidebar there. I caught it. And I am all over the place right now. I will admit, I've had a few drinks before this, but, whatever. We're picking locks out here. There's no counter milling on these cores. It's just sort of a standard pin chambers. But, I personally think that the ridiculous tolerances on the sidebar kind of make up for that. Let's go ahead and get these drivers out. As you will see momentarily, let's do it the other way first. There are 3 standards and 3 spools in here. However, the spools are special. Nice big long springs. I love me a big long spring. Alright, here comes the first spool. Now, this is a type of pin that really just gets me, So it's a spool, however, you can see it's got that slight taper on it. And when the binding order of all 3 of the spools in this lock happen to be super duper close to each other, what happens is that whenever you inch up, and the spools are all set past their spool, whenever you press on one of them, it gets a tiny bit thinner, even after only pressing it just a fraction of a millimeter. And then the next one binds, and then you have to press it, and you get the tiniest fraction of a millimeter, and then the next one binds. And so you have to inch them up over and over and over again in little steps of tiny fractions of a millimeter. And as you do so, you don't get any feedback for it because you can't feel or hear them moving. So if you get unlucky with one of these things, you're gonna have a hell of a time because it won't feel like anything's binding for a while. And you just gotta keep pressing on pins until you either decide that you overset something or something finally happens. And in this case, I'm proud to report that something happened. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get that sweet close up. Here we go. Well, that lighting's not great. It could be better. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Sorry I'm a little bit scatterbrained right now, but you know, that's just life. Have a good one.